Hello to everyone. Today I will be showing you a way to transform a Japanese sickle into a deadly low-cost Kusarigama. This ninja weapon is constructed out of simple materials that one can purchase at the local hardware store. I purchased this particular kama, or sickle, from Amazon.com. It cost me $12.99 with free shipping on Amazon Prime. I chose this Japanese style as I find it very useful and exotic looking. There are other types of kama or sickle for sale on Amazon. We will leave a link down below for this item if any of you are interested in purchasing it. Okay, so let's get started. This Japanese sickle is very sharp. We have decided to leave it in its original wrapping so that when we work on it we can avoid being injured by its sharp blade. This steel sickle size is 18 inches by 7.5 inch curved blade. It weighs about 280 grams. To me, this sickle has an excellent size and handle. Although lots of people want their Kusarigama to be bigger and heavier, I rather a smaller and more lightweight Kusarigama as I can handle it better and perform better with my techniques. But to each his own. I am sure the viewer can choose the right kama or sickle for them and be able to transform it to a useful Kusarigama ninja weapon. Let's start off by a list of items that you will need in order to make a successful conversion from an ordinary sickle to a Kusarigama ninja weapon. This is the list of the needed items. Japanese sickle, steel screw-eye lag thread 1/4 inch by 3-3/4 inch, 12 feet of zinc-plated jack chain that is number 12 of thickness, 8 ounces steel plumb bob, pointed is a plus. Also needed are 2 types of small screw and nut. The first size we need is 10-24 by 1. The second set of screw and nut is a 10-24 by 3/4. You will also need a small star-pointed screwdriver and wrench that will fit the mentioned nut sizes. The first to this sickle was in its handle. At the very bottom of the handle we were able to secure a screw-eye lag thread that measured 1/4 inch by 3-3/4 inch. This screw-eye lag thread was a perfect fit and the size assured that we would be able to pass a medium-sized chain through its loop effortlessly. Now we will focus on the chain we have selected to be part of our ninja weapon. The chain's length is 12 feet long. The thickness is number 12. You can choose the length to be less if you like. I just chose this length as it works well for certain techniques when using the Kusarigama weapon. It is up to the viewer to pick the chain length that may be appropriate for their needs. Okay, so we can now take our chain and insert it in the loop of the screw-eye lag thread. The chain should fit comfortably, so there should be no problem when you pass one end of the chain inside the loop. Proceed to fold the chain, then screw both ends of the chain with a 10-24 by 3/4 screw and nut. In order to get better performance, provide 5 to 7 links on each side so that when folded the chain may remain loose and can easily move when swinging your Kusarigama. Please be sure to screw the nut on tight. Be sure to give it a tug or pull on the chain to see if it moves fluidly. All set. Now we will add the metal weight at the end of the chain. We will use the steel plumb bob as the end weight for this Kusarigama weapon. The plumb bob works very well, and the point at the end is a plus. This pointed tip will add damage points to an item that is struck directly by the steel weight, if thrown or swung straight at the opponent's head for example. This way can crack a skull or open a big gash wound if one were to be struck by it. It is very important to fasten this steel plumb bob tight to the chain to avoid having it screw itself off in mid-use. This steel plumb bob can also be used as a Kubaten weapon. A ninja can use it to strike certain points in the human body to maim or even to eliminate an opponent. The weight and feel of this steel plumb bob is an excellent pick for this Kusarigama weapon. The steel plumb bob is 8 ounces, its angles are great for holding or grabbing the weight and the point at the end of it, as stated before, can prove very useful in combat. To connect the steel plumb bob to the chain, we will start by passing the 10-24 by 1 screw into the top hole of the steel plumb bob. It should fit perfectly and you will be able to pass it from one end to the other with no problems. As soon as you pass the screw into the steel plumb bob, you can now add the chain to the remaining part of the screw, and fasten it with the nut. Be sure to secure the nut in tight but keep the chain link that was screwed in at a 90-degree angle so that the steel plumb bob remains nice and straight when you hang the chain downward. Note that once you drop the plumb bob downward it stays nice and straight with the chain. The plumb bob is now tightly adjusted to the chain's last link. This link must remain at a 90-degree angle so that it will not disturb the plumb bob once it is swung or thrown. As noted before, this plumb bob is excellent to hold or grab onto. The weight is just right and the angles will ensure a nice grip. This plumb bob or end weight can be used as a Kubaton weapon where the point can be used to strike various vital points of the body. This steel plumb bob, or end weight, will also be an important part when swinging the chain in order to attach itself to a person's limb or to wrap around a sword or other weapon. Now that everything is set, let's remove the blade wrapping and show off our low-cost Kusarigama. As we all know, there are more efficient and professional methods to construct a Kusarigama weapon, but our video today is to show you how easy a ninja can construct a weapon out of simple items. This Kusarigama will cause some serious damage if used properly, so do not underestimate a weapon like this in the hands of a professional soldier. This Kusarigama will work as good as any other that you may have purchased and at a fraction of the cost. Note how the completed weapon has a professional look. This weapon also has an excellent feel to it. The blade is sharp as can be, and the length of the chain seems to be perfect for the techniques that will be used. Again, the length of the chain is subject to the user. We suggest a chain that may be 6 feet to 12 feet long. But you can adjust the chain length so that it may fit your needs. Master Kaichi prefers a longer chain as his various techniques with the Kusarigama call for a longer chain to perform the movements. The ninja have various usage for this deadly weapon. The steel weight at the end can be used as a projectile that will crush a skull, destroy an eye socket, or if swung hard enough can be able to break an opponent's bones. Now that everything is set, and the chain and steel plumb bob are fastened tight, we can now have a look at our finished product. Let's see the transformation from a kama, or Japanese sickle, to a Kusarigama ninja weapon. This Kusarigama weapon is left in its basic form, original wood handle, its untouched blade and with no other real changes to the original sickle. But the viewer can upgrade this Kusarigama to his liking. For example, the user can add gripping tape or leather grip to the handle and sharpen its blade, or have it serrated, to fit the user's needs. The chain can be thicker or it can even be substituted by rope to keep the use of the weapon a bit more quiet. This Kusarigama can be considered a deadly weapon in the hands of a trained ninja fighter. Here we can see how Master Juka Kaichi shows us how the Kusarigama is easily handled. Don't be fooled by its size and lightweight appearance. This Kusarigama is strong and sturdy, the blade is sharp and will slice through almost anything if stricken with a hard enough blow. This Kusarigama, though lightweight and short, it is easy to handle. Okay, so let's test it. We will start by tying up a coconut and hanging it from a tree branch. The coconut will resemble a human head. We will use this coconut as it has a similar hardness to that of bone, or in this case a real human skull. It was a direct hit. See how this coconut was busted open with a medium forced strike. It blew a hole in the coconut. Now imagine if that were a human head. Now let's try that again, but this time at a tree trunk. The trunk will resemble a human body. The ninja should take good aim at the major organs of his or her enemy. This pointed end will cause a huge amount of pain if thrown on target. There was no sharpening done to this blade by us, but it was quite evident that there was no need in doing so at the moment of testing, as the blade was already very sharp. By applying a little force, it can be noticed how the tip sticks nicely to the trunk of this tree. It also cut small branches clean of the trunk with a single blow. This Kusarigama seems to work perfectly, although only simple testing was done. We shall have more testing and techniques in another video, as this video was meant to be short and to the point on converting a kama or sickle into a battle-ready Kusarigama ninja weapon. So there you have it, a fully functional Kusarigama ninja weapon from a simple garden tool that we purchased online. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and click on the notification bell for new videos every week. Thank you for watching.